Yo guys, welcome back to this new video. My name is Liam and you've clicked on this tutorial because you struggle with shading your drawings. Well, don't worry, because in this video I'll show you a great technique you can use for shading and even show you where you need to shade according to the light. Before we start, I'd like to say that if we reach the 1000 subscribers one day, I'm going to draw live with you guys. We can learn something new together, or you guys can leave something in the chat that I might be able to draw. That's for later though. A like and subscribe would be appreciated, and without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, you've watched countless tutorials about shading, but in each of these tutorials they gave you techniques to shade but didn't really explain how to shade. Which is why this video is going to be a huge help for you guys. Before I start explaining where you need to shade, let me tell you what the word hatching means. Hatching refers to a technique where you use parallel lines or strokes to create shading and texture. Now, if we take a look at these two identical faces, there's not really anything different from them except for the angle. But something's missing. Of course, it's the shadow/shading in a face. By shading the face, you not only give volume and texture to it, but you can also add emotion to your drawings. Because, believe it or not, the shading within a drawing can add way more than you think. Alright, now for the actual shading, how do you start? The very first thing you do is to find the light source. It could be the sun or a lamp inside a room. You just need to know where the light is coming from. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna let the sun play a role here and let the light come from the left of my face. By identifying the light source, you've already made a huge step within knowing where to shade. The next thing you need to do is basically think 3D. When you look at a front view of a face and the side view of a face, you can see that the nose as well as the eyebrows and lips are sticking out. This is definitely gonna play a role within the shading. The reason why you need to think 3D is because a light source is not always the very left, right, top or bottom from a face, but it could also be that the light source lights up a bit more the front of your face or a little bit more the back of your face. So that's why it's important to think 3D. Now for the other face, the rules have not changed at all. An angle does not really change anything to the shading. It only depends on where your light source is standing. That's what's gonna decide how to shade. But like for this example, a front view and a 3/4 view, the shading is gonna be exactly the same. Well, how do you practice this? A good way to practice shading is by drawing a face and drawing a circle or an arrow anywhere around the face, which indicates the light source, and judging by the light source you start to shade the face using the information and technique I gave you in this video. I'm gonna draw my arrow above my head, but it's leaning a little bit forward. By practicing this, you'll get better at shading over time, and eventually you can shade even bodies or faces in dynamic poses. But I'll keep that for another time. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you could learn a lot from it in this video on how to draw shading. This video was requested by someone on my previous video on how to draw bodies. Be sure to check it out. And yeah, I mean, shading is pretty important if you want to draw manga later or actually draw in general, because it adds a lot of volume, but like I said, also a lot of emotion. So it definitely is very important to know how to shade. And that's why I hope this video was a huge help to you guys. Well, a like and subscribe would be appreciated, and I wish you guys a very nice day, morning, night, evening or whatever, and I'll see you in the next video. Sayonara!